I welcome Tammy Bruce in Focus Now, Fox News contributor. There is such a difference between going and voicing your opinion about something and then also calling for death.
Yeah, a slight difference. And I think that's what's being discussed now, is that you might have a right to speak your mind. It doesn't mean that you are not going to have repercussions. But we also, as a society, have decided that there are exceptions, like, as an example, child pornography, where you have speech that harms other people, in that case, children. And you can't yell fire in a theater that has no fire.
Exactly.
So these are considerations that we've already set a tone for, that this is not acceptable, that when you're speaking about something or praising something that has led to the slaughter of individuals and encouraging it or calling it awesome, that's dangerous, and it needs to be dealt with.
Let's pause there. Let's talk about that professor or school administrator who called it awesome.
Yeah.
What is happening there?
I think that it's not out of the blue. It's not overnight. This is the kind of thing, just like in Israel and the Gaza Strip itself, over years, people have felt these feelings, and they feel for some reason it is appropriate now to be public about it. Now, I'm all for that, because then you learn about your neighbor.
Yeah, I want to know who people are.
I want to know as well. But I think that also what we've discussed has kind of given them a sense that there's a weakness in the country. When we can get fired and accept having our lives ruined because we misgender someone, that indicates that, well, they've surrendered, and that everything now can be done. And I would argue that with the police, the excited utterance, the first excited utterance when something occurs, is the thing that you can trust the most, not after people think about it for a while and adjust and moderate themselves. These were excited utterances that pulled a curtain back on everything that Americans generally, understandably, can't imagine. But it has happened. The problems at the universities that we're facing, all this Marxist stuff and everything that's hurt our culture, that has made so many things difficult. This is at the core of it, and it's not a coincidence.
Wow. Critics are hitting liberal squad members in Congress for their anti-Israel rhetoric that's ramped up since the war began. Some irony, you might say, after Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted a warning to social media users to watch out for misinformation on the platform. The pro-Israel group AIPAC hit back, posting, "You mean like this, AOC?" Ilhan Omar is spreading dangerous misinformation, blaming Israel for killing kids who were killed by Assad in Syria 10 years ago. Once again, the squad doesn't let the facts get in the way of their anti-Israel narrative.
Considering this is what's shocking, I think, to most people. It is a normal human reaction to be horrified at what happened in Israel. Yet these individuals are literally making excuses, finding things to obscure it, finding things to confuse people. Why in God's name would you do this? What is happening? And I think Americans have to take a stand and say, really, this is not just rhetoric that we find irritating. This is about the slaughter of people, just like with September 11th. We arrested people who were celebrating in the city on bridges. People were calling, saying these guys are like celebrating the attacks as the buildings were smoldering, and we arrested them because it's usually a sign that they like what's going on.
Well, and what we've been told is if you see something, say something that might, look at what the former leader of Hamas said last week. He said, do something on your own. He wants everybody to go to rallies and protests, but do something on your own. He's calling what the president calls these lone wolves, right?
Yes.
Who live amongst us. There's so many of them, they don't have to be alone. But that's why you say no to that speech just while the smoke is smoldering at 9/11.
Exactly, and that you call attention to it, because otherwise the morality of what we expect from each other, of course, goes into the gutter.
Wow.
That there's no standard. We do have standards. We do take people seriously, and they have agency.
Tammy Bruce, thank you. Outnumbered after the break.